Radio Bypass, bringing you rock and roll music that deserves to be heard. Discover new bands. Here's some old favorites on Radio Bypass.
Hey, Radio Bypass. It is time to learn about another band you need to know. Today, we're talking to Rizz and the Believerz, and joining us from that fine new band is Rizz and Mr. Troy Luccketta. How's it going, guys?
We're doing awesome. Ralph, how are you doing, my friend?
I am doing good. Sun shining. It's a beautiful day here in Northern California.
Yeah, right. What part? Where you at?
Remember, I ended up near the Thunder Valley Resort, so I'm in Lincoln.
Okay, sure, man.
Yeah, big change from Chicago.
Right. Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay.
Love that. Well, it's a beautiful day here in Reno, Nevada. I'm currently here getting ready to fly back out to Nashville, but got the beautiful snow-capped mountains out there, and I can't complain. So
nice. And that's where you're from, is Reno?
Correct. Yeah.
I read that.
Yeah, born and raised Reno, Nevada. Been out in Nashville for about 2 years now, working on this record. And so, yeah, man, we've made some great progress and just got out that debut single, Don't Stop Tryin. We're super excited and got some fun stuff on the way. Yeah.
Well, let's learn about the band. So first of all, the song I was telling you before we started recording is infectious. The chorus sticks in my head. I hear it even when I'm not listening to the song. Which to me is always a sign of a good song when it catches in your head. And, you know, being a hard rock guy, the fact that this music is so touching to me really means something to me. Like, you've really written a big hit, because I just love listening to it. I've listened to it, I don't know how many times now, probably a dozen or so. And I enjoy it so much every time. So congratulations on that. And I love the spirit of positivity that I see coming out of this Rizz and the Believerz camp. So let's talk about how this all came together. From what I understand, Troy, your son, and you, Rizz, were working together initially, and then you got involved, Troy?
That's correct. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So what's, what drew you to it, Troy?
Well, I mean, yeah. The beginning stages, Rizz was out there with my son, and my son had a surgery, a Cliff Notes version. And I went to California to spend time with him, and I bump into Rizz, and, you know, I'm there for 3 weeks. My son's there working, producing, and he needs some drums. Rizz didn't want any drums. I convinced him we needed some drums, and I hogtied him and just put him in a gunny sack, put him in a bag, and put some drums on the stuff.
And then dragged him back to Nashville.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, then we got him back in the room. He's like, okay, I'll keep the drums. So anyway, it kind of started something like that. And then, you know, good old COVID hit, and that shut us down. And a couple years ago, I just called him up. I said, Rizz, I said, man, it's time, brother. I said, it's time. Get to Nashville. And 4 days later, he was here.
Excellent. And then all these musicians that are part of this, Peter Keys, Michael Devin, John Salaway, Michael Staetrow, your son, of course, Rizz, and yourself, you helped bring that band together, that grouping of musicians together?
Yeah, I was out with the Guess Who, and Michael, Staetrow, and Devin were both out there at the time before Michael jumped over to the Dead Daisies. And I played them some of the music, and they loved it. And I needed to put a band together, and I already had been working with John Salaway, because he's a local guy, and he's great singer-songwriter, great records, love his records, became a fan of his. And, you know, I just thought, you know, let's see if we can get some of us together. And I talked to Rizz about it, and Rizz came out and met him at the show. And it just kind of came together kind of quickly on that end of it. Peter Keys and I were talking at the time about getting together for some other stuff he wanted me to get involved with. And I turned him on to Rizz, and it just kind of happened real organically, you know, but it was something that was coming from a place of wanting to find a band and a sound. And because I'm always a band guy, and that's what I've always done, I thought it would be nice to find the right group of guys, and thinking about Rizz and where he comes from. And as he kind of met everybody, everything just kind of worked its way out. And now we've, you know, sitting on pretty much a full record, you know, and just fast forwarding, I mean, we've got the EP coming out soon. Rizz can tell you all about it. And yeah, we've just kind of, man, just been going nonstop. It's been a process. It's been, over the last couple of years. It's took a minute to get here, but that's the Cliff Notes version.
Got it. Got it.
2 years wrapped in 2 minutes right there.
That's right. And Rizz, what was that like for you to suddenly have all these veteran musicians coming into the fold?
It was a dream come true, man. I mean, from the start, just being able to, just get to work with Troy, was a huge highlight for me because of his, experience and where he comes from. And we come from two different worlds and eras of music. So it was already cool. And then having his son a part of that project to kind of, bring the family into it and have that dynamics within the project was, to me, it was a really special project from the start, from bringing these songs to these guys. And then, of course, once we got Michael Devin and we got Staetrow, John Salaway, and all these, Peter Keys, it just, it was something that, like you said, it's not that we necessarily planned. It was like, hey, we could probably finish this record up pretty quick if we wanted to go through some, just getting into the Nashville scene. But I don't know if you're going to like everything that we come up with, but it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be you. And we want to find a sound for you and do something original. And so, yeah, man, it's been a dream come true having these guys, with all this experience around me. I've done music for a little while on my own. I've started in high school, but these guys have been doing it since I wasn't even a thought. So
Right.
it's cool to have that experience and, to have the guidance. It's something that I think is priceless and something that I'm very grateful for. Absolutely.
That's awesome. And you were originally, before Troy Sr. here came into the picture, you were doing some demo work or something with Troy Jr., right?
Yeah. We had worked on about an EP I think we were working for a couple of weeks on an EP in the Bay Area. And before that, I was just kind of doing, shows around the Bay Area or shows around California and Reno and kind of doing that whole thing. And then when I got out with Troy, it was like, all right, let's start tracking this and creating an EP. And then Troy got involved and it was like, let's actually create an original album, and let's go back and really create something unique and original. So that was a cool experience because I'm just used to taking these beats and making music with them, writing the lyrics. So making a record has been a dream come true of being able to see really what goes into making a full record, with all the instruments and all the musicians and the time and effort it takes to really make a piece of art that's worthwhile. It's a different experience. It's something that I wish everybody in music gets to experience at some point in their career because it's really special, and to have multiple people putting their time and energy and all their experience into your songs that you now make all of your songs. It's an experience that is it's super magical, man.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Well, you created a magical song, and I imagine when we get a chance to hear the rest, I'll feel the same about those. So talk about Don't Stop Tryin, man. Where did you come up with those lyrics? I mean, is that just your mantra?
That's the mantra. Absolutely. Yeah, that's something that I think kind of came natural. I wrote that song about 5 years ago. Plus, I can't even really tell you the time or day I wrote that song, but it's a call for perseverance, overcoming self-doubt that we all face every single day. We all have obstacles and things that come up in our lives, and they're always going to be there. And so this song was just more of something to kind of a reminder, a mantra for you to remember that you have that power within to overcome those things in life, that are pushing you back or trying to hold you down, so to speak. And, heart like a lion and, kind of tapping into that spirit. I feel, with this is like why I was so happy that this was the first song, because it could introduce the movement and the purpose behind what we're doing as far as this music is really music with the purpose, and stuff to inspire people to not give up, whether you're just trying to get through the day, just get out of bed, recovering from something, personal, external, whatever it might be. I went down to Broadway and went around and kind of said, hey, I got a song coming out called Don't Stop Tryin. Do you have some words of encouragement or inspiration for other people or something that you've overcome? And I got a lot of great things because the message is it's universal, right? We're all battling something. And I had people that you know, had their daughter just overcome cancer. I had some people just, you know, just with life in general and saying, you know, we all have, you know, reach out to your friend groups and, you know, tap into your community and have people around you because we're all going through something. So just don't stop trying. That's kind of the message. And yeah, super grateful that it was our first song to kind of establish what we're going after here.
Yeah, I think it's a great choice. And I think it parallels nicely, Troy, with you, with Troy Shows Up, where, you know, you've always said just showing up is a big part of the battle right there, right? So you with all your positivity and Rizz with his positivity, I just think it seems like a very good match.
Yeah, it's, you know, I mean, the universe, God, whoever brought us together. I mean, it's really obvious that what we have is bigger than us, and the music and the message and the mission. And, you know, yeah, the Troy Shows Up, you know, Rizz and I will be in schools together later because Rizz has a program he's been doing for children. Uh, and that's a Christmas show
Toy,
that he always, go ahead, Rizz. You give him
drive.
yeah, Toy Drive. It's a, you know, he's done it for 10 years. So, I mean, we just align perfectly with what we're doing. We love people. We like, you know, we're givers, you know, we're not takers from the world. And that's just who we are. We like, you know, people and love people and want to be effective. And the music is a vehicle for that, as you know, brings people together. And here we are now with all these great opportunities to really get the message, you know, get the movement going, so to speak. And that's what it is. You know, it is a movement, and that's really what we're working towards. And it's that part of it's going to be exciting. I can't wait to get back into the schools with Rizz. We're going to have a killer program. You know, there'll be music out. And it's all going to tie together. So it's pretty exciting. It's all in the works.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
maybe that's a good way to segue into, because I did want to make sure we talked about, because when I saw this on your website, I loved it. So the Believers community being a collective of individuals bound by a shared commitment to kindness, faith, in the greater good, and it goes on from there. Tell us about the Believers community.
Yeah, that's kind of, you know, like you said, man, it's a community of people that believe in the greater good, you know, and coming together and, you know, lifting each other up. You know, that's what community is all about, is coming together and kind of being there for one another. So nobody kind of, you know, so we don't feel alone in these times. I feel that it's needed. People need something positive to be a part of. And we all have so many different gifts, you know, and to give to the world. And so I feel that when you can do what you're passionate and what you love, and you have a place to share that, and that's what I want to create. You know, we were trying to create a community around that where people can have a place to kind of have that and be a part of. And, you know, the music is our vehicle, but there's so many different ways. Everybody has their own, you know, their own vehicle, so to speak. And so, but through kindness and faith in the greater good and kind of uniting together and kind of coming to those common grounds where I think is just so needed. I feel that that's definitely something that now that we've kind of created that, it's going to be fun. Like he said, this is the fun part, to see where this is going to go, because I feel it's going to take a life of its own. And that just depends on the community and what we can all bring to that. You know, we bring music, but what else can everybody else bring? And so we got some really cool things in store, and some things that we are working on implementing into that, and kind of getting that kind of kick-started, having fun with it, being really interactive with our community. And, you know, really exciting for that part.
It's great. Music with a mission, guys. Music with a mission.
Yeah.
That's right.
So let's talk about the EP then, that Troy mentioned. When's that? When are we seeing that? Or is there another single coming first?
No, man, we got 8 days. May 10th, Everyday People's coming out.
8/10. Gotta write this down.
Yes. And this has got 5 tracks, including Don't Stop Tryin. We got a couple songs that we took down to Jamaica and got to work with Squidly Cole on. We did some percussion and had some background vocalist, as well as some steel pans. So we have some of those tracks we worked on in Tough Gong Studios that are going to be on this EP, as well as a couple other that we started out in the Bay Area, Ups and Downs. And then we have a killer track, I believe, that I co-wrote with Dave Brainerd on this EP. That's just a phenomenal song. that I really feel like is the perfect time for that. I mean, all of these I feel are perfect time. You know, we got kind of rushed on getting this thing out because of the, you know, the great response we had on Don't Stop Tryin. So
It's only been out a couple of weeks, not too old yet.
we're excited, man. Yeah, it's definitely kind of taken a fast forward for us, but we want to get some music out there. That's what we made it for. And it's like, I know a lot of people are working single after single, so this was a big step, and I think a statement for us that, you know, this is definitely not all we have. We got lots more, but we just want to get some music out there. So May 10th, you'll get to hear a big body of work, you know, a nice body of work from us that will give you more of a dynamic range of the band and the sound that we're going through. Lots of cool elements, ups and downs, has more of a rock feel, some great solos in there. The drums on all these songs are fantastic. We got an okay drummer.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's all right.
He only says that because he don't want to get back in the sack and put him back in the closet.
All the guys, man, you hear what's cool with this is you hear the personalities and all these players, you know, and that's what I love what Troy brought. He's like, you sure you want a bunch of old dinosaurs playing music with you? I'm like, are you kidding me? These aren't old dinosaurs, man. These are rock and roll legends. These are musical legends, you know, and more than that, because people always are saying like, oh, how does it feel to be around, you know, people in Lynyrd Skynyrd or this band or, you know, around rock stars? And to be honest, I think because I was blessed with meeting them through Troy and the way that I met, they're all just friends to me. I mean, genuinely, these are just people to me. They're everyday people. And that's why I love this record being called Everyday People, because that's what we all are at the end of the day. We're all everyday people. We're all in this together. And, you know, and nobody more special than the other person. It's like, I've always had this like thought. It's like, hey, for Beyonce or one of these big pop stars to get to their show, those roads need to be paved by somebody, you know, right. And somebody's got to set that stage up and somebody's got to, you know, strike all that sound gear. And so I think that's important, you know, to keep that perspective and to, you know, to get out of line of that. So, yeah, it's cool, man. You're going to hear a lot of cool personalities in this music. And just to know that it came from new school and old school and different genres and eras of music kind of to combine to create a cool sound, I think people are going to resonate pretty cool with this, you know.
Well, I think so too. I mean, you know, based on Don't Stop Tryin' anyway, I definitely think that. I mean, it sounds fantastic. And that video, whose concept was that? That was quite the colorful video. I love that.
That came together naturally too. I mean, it was, you know, we have a buddy out there that Boston Billy, and when we got that stage, it wasn't really a planned thing. Troy puts on a 4th of July party every year. So we went to go get this stage for that. And when we were there, he's like, hey man, and we thinking about doing a big video for Rizz and the Believerz and want to go, you know, big Van Halen vibes, anything we can. He's like, well, we got one of our big rigs we're sending out to one of the festivals that's going to get serviced and you can set up underneath it. So we called Billy and threw around some ideas, and I'm like, hey man, I'm seeing like, you know, clouds and some nature themes, because that's kind of my vibe is, you know, I love nature, and trying to think of a way to kind of, you know, give my style. And he was like, man, I just got a bunch of stuff from the Nashville Zoo. And, you know, literally everything that I said, he had at his house from the Nashville Zoo. He had clouds, he had butterflies, he had these giant mushrooms, lotus flowers, everything that was like my vibe, he had in life form that lit up and did the whole thing. I mean, it was all at Billy's house. And it was like another confirmation, like, how is this even a thing? So we ended up loading up like a 40-foot truck, did a couple trips, hundreds of extension cords, and we built this Rizz world, so to speak, in this open, empty warehouse, and made that happen within 2 days. In a week, I think that was Troy, another week notice, or we had 10 days from saying, hey, I have an open, but it's in 10 days. And so Troy had to call everybody, and we all were available. And the concept just kind of came to be, you know, and just kept working it. My mom's a florist, so I love to decorate. I feel like I got a good natural eye. So we just started moving things around. And I remember the director's like, man, let's try to keep the colors separate, you know, and maybe we'll go a land scene and then we'll do an ocean scene, and we'll try to keep that. But as it kind of came together naturally, it seemed to be like everything wanted to tie into each other and create this mystery land. And I had this whale that, you know, was really special to me because my sister had passed away, and one of her wishes was to see Free Willy. And so her nickname was Willie. And that was going through the yard. I saw this whale, and my mom pointed it out. She's like, "Where's that whale?" And I was like, I looked up and I was on FaceTime, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's a flying whale. It had wings." And so we're like, that's totally Willie right there. And so at the end of building this set, I see, you know, we had the gobo that was going to be on the backdrop, and I saw this perfect little space for the whale. And I'm like, Jeff, the whale needs to go front and center. And, you know, once you put the flying whale in there, nothing has to make sense. It all works. You know, you got the lotus and this and all these different animals, and the flying whale was like, we're good. That's it. Everybody kind of looked at it, and that came to be the piece that, you know, we had a private party, and we had dinner and catering and made it a party, you know, and a lot of people came by and kind of walked it like an art exhibit, because it was a really cool thing. So kind of a longer story into that, but it was a really
cool.
fun experience, man, especially for, you know, for me being my first real production. I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah. Well, amazing. And Troy, you're doing a good job leading this young man.
You know, the good Lord is good. You know, that's all I got to say, man. Praise God, because really it's just him working through us, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's great. And you're doing good. You're enjoying being close to home at almost all times.
You know, everything's great, you know, and, you know, Rizz got to meet up with Jeff recently, you know, because Tesla came through, played the Ryman. So Jeff really likes the song, likes Rizz. And so they got to connect and spend a day together, which was really cool. Everything's good, man. Vibe, energy, you know, it's all about positivity, man. There's nothing negative in our world at all. It's just been, everything's a blessing, man. It really is. And this day, the air we breathe right here, right now, you know, because I mean, there's so many people around us sick, and there's just stories everywhere, you know, people dying, and, you know, so I mean, I take none of it for granted, man. You know, I've had a great, wonderful career with the band. So grateful for the guys and the music that we created, and now I feel like, you know, I've just been brought to this place. I feel like this is really the big one. I mean, I've always said in my mind, Rizz is a stadium act. You know, I've never felt he's stuck in arenas. You know, and this is a real, true stadium act. From what I see that's out there, this just fits that mold, and so that's where we want to take it. You know, and that's where our vision is.
Good. Well, I'm sure you'll get there because, yeah, I mean, your charisma just in that video, without having ever met you, it really jumps out. You definitely have a natural charisma for sure.
Thank you, man.
And like I was telling you, your singing voice is cool.
It's easy to do when you love what you're doing, and when you're surrounded by the right people, man. It's, you know, I don't think there's anything more you can ask for. You know, there really isn't. You could be anywhere, but you got the right people, you got the right message, and you're doing what you love. I just feel so grateful for that. So yeah, man, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, is there anything else we should know? I mean, we should mention, of course, you do have your website, Rizz and the Believerz, and that's Believers with a Z.
Correct.
.com. You definitely have social media.
Absolutely. Rizz and the Believerz on all platforms.
Anything else folks should know? Are you guys do any shows outside of Nashville? Maybe Reno?
We're out here. We've been talking to some people, and you know, we got a lot of great things here in the works, man. We're just kind of, we're still planning and seeing what comes up, but we have a lot of cool things. Nothing I would say set in stone right now to announce besides this EP that took a you know, a lot to kind of put up front. And so that's been the main, you know, focus after this release was, you know, it's kind of quick turnaround for us. So everything kind of went into this EP. So I would say that's our main focus, man, is just stay tuned for the Everyday People EP coming out May 10th. Check us out on all streaming platforms. It's Rizz and the Believerz on every streaming platform for wherever you get your music, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Check us out. We got some great interviews of all the band members that will be uploaded. And keep loving your heart, keep loving your soul, and spread that around the globe, man.
Excellent. Any parting words from you, Mr. Luccketta?
I'm just going to echo just what he said. I mean, he said it perfectly, man. That's what it's all about, for sure.
Blessings in love.
I love it. I love these guys, folks.
We love you,
we're talking to Rizz, Troy Luccketta from Rizz and the Believerz. Everyday People, EP out May 10th. But right now, don't go away. Stick around and check out Don't Stop Tryin. Thanks for coming by, guys.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks for having us.
Stop trying. No, you are better. No, you are better. Got heart like a lion. Yeah, 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 yeah. I said, don't stop trying. No, you are better. No, you are better. Got heart like a lion. Yeah, 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 yeah. I feel the rhythm inside my soul. I know I'ma make it as time goes on and on and on. You find a way, make your life how you want it to be. I tell the demons, step aside, we got no time for feeling low. Might as well give it all you got, you never know when you'll be gone. Spend my time reciting lines, cause that is what I love. Don't stop trying. No, you are better, no, you are better. Got heart like a lion. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got the feeling we all needing just a little more love, more love. I got the feeling we all needing just a little more love. So open up your mind, try to see both ways. We all think different, but we want the same thing. Worry free, like for everything is okay. Happy with my family out here trying to make a change. I've been trying to live it right, being nice to everyone I'm around. Yeah, reaching down my hand to pick you up from the ground. I can stand to see you down, we all been close to falling. Can see it in your eyes, yeah, you are a soldier. Come on, don't stop trying. No, you are better, no, you are better. Got heart like a lion. Yeah, 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 yeah. Keep moving forward and don't look back. We've all got a future, can't live in the past. Try to focus on the present, use the gifts that you were given. Make your life how you want it to be. We cannot rewind this time, we got just one take. So I'm taking the risk instead of playing it safe. Got the power inside to change what you need. So we'll wake up every day with a smile on my face, singing, don't stop trying. No, you are better, no, you are better. Got heart like a lion. Yeah, 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 yeah. Don't stop trying. No, you are better, no, you are better. Got heart like a lion. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got a feeling we all needing just a little more love, more love. I got a feeling we all needing just a little more love. Yeah. I got the feeling we all needing just a little more love, more love. I got the feeling we all needing just a little more love. Yeah.